Hello, this is Mesh, and welcome to another review of The Strain. This one is for Season 3, Episode 6, The Battle for Central Park. Now before I start, this is going to contain spoilers, so if you've not watched the episode, go and watch it, then come back. Okay, so this one, the whole premise is centric around the Battle for Central Park, obviously. So we only had, a couple characters involved, but it was good to see a lot of them meet up, which was nice, and interlink between their plot lines was good to see, because it's been a while since some of them have actually communicated. So we had Fett. He actually met up with a character that he met and had a relationship with a few episodes ago, who I thought would have more to her than just one episode. So she is in the police force, and her name is Kate, and so they team up. So Fett is, tasked with going underground and exploding silver over the sleeping Strigoi. So they go to do that. Interesting as well, they go to Fett's house, Fett's bunker, whatever you want to call it, and there's a really awkward scene between Fett and Kate and obviously Dutch, who's staying there working with Ephraim on the radio communication, kind of breaking the Strigoi communication systems. Really awkward scene, and obviously Dutch is affected by that for the rest of the episode. Fett didn't really seem to care. I think he was over the whole situation and he's moved on, but obviously she hasn't. Anyway, so we have things happening here. So we have Dutch and Ephraim figuring, they are informed about the attack, so they take their radio equipment to listen, to try and figure out more about the communications of the Strigoi. So they're waiting in Central Park. We have a team, on top of Central Park, which is just the police, the general police, trying to make sure everything is under control on there, whilst Fett goes underground with a small team to destroy the sleeping Strigoi. They also have Gus and Angel, who are sent underground as well, which we don't really know if that was intentional, if they're meant to be actually doing something important. They seem to be they have a map, they're involved with something, but we don't know what their actual goal is. But as usual, the police looking after them, they seem to be quite clueless, and Gus and Angel end up taking the weapons off them, and then the police end up, the male police officer shoots the female one that Gus is holding as a body shield, and then Angel shoots the cop that just shot the other cop. So that was really the end of the chain gang situation. So what's left of the chain gang moves on, trying to get out of the tunnel, and we see them a little later. They meet up with what's left of the chain gang. They slowly get dwindled down till you've got the one new female character. I'm not sure if she's going to stick around or if she's just an extra. She had a couple of lines, so maybe she will. And we got Gus and Angel. And they actually meet up with Fett, because Fett goes down there with Kate, and they also get dwindled down till there's just those two. So they kind of combine, going to destroy the nest. Angel takes the female back to the surface, we believe. The thing is I don't think she's used to fighting them. I don't know how she survived until this point, but she's really not equipped to fight them. So we also have, the probably only other thing that was really going on was Zach. So Eichhorst and Kelly came in and gave Zach one of the children that Kelly was in control of. I think they call it the feeler. And, it almost acts like a loyal dog by the look of it, because he's kind of playing games with it eventually, and it's quite affectionate as well, in a very pet type of way. I'm not sure what the goal is there. I think it's more to get Zach used to the Strigoi and being around them and not being scared of them, because there's something going on here, and I admit I was wrong. Neither Kelly or Zach has been turned into the Master, so we don't know who the Master is still. But it's none of those. I know quite a few people will be happy about that. I, for one, I didn't want the Master to become Zach or Kelly, but I thought that seemed to be where it was heading, and it's not. So we don't even know who the Master is at this point. But clearly, Eichhorst, Kelly are aware of what's happening. They're aware of the attack on the nest, so they get Zach out of there. And Zach leaves a little note as well in the book, leaves the book on the floor. Hopefully someone will find it. And Fett does find it. Fett finds the book, and it says, I'm alive and safe, tell my father. And then he radios Ephraim, and Ephraim comes down with Dutch to, investigate whilst Fett moved on, because Fett really needed to destroy the nest. So, Fett it eventually gets to the nest. They drop the grenades wrapped in the kind of, I think it was just silver powder or something like that. They go off. They destroy all the Strigoi in the nest. And we think, yeah, positive. So, we have the police chief and Justine Feraldo kind of running things in the command center, and they hear that the nest has been destroyed, and hooray, everyone is happy. So everyone's kind of returning back to, Fett and Gus and Kate are returning back from the nest victorious. They've got a bit of a fight on their hands, a little bit, nothing too much though. And I guess we start hearing over the radio in the command center that there's a large amount of Strigoi being found, I guess, attacking. And we see as well, eventually, it just becomes a massive swell of so many Strigoi, they can't hold the lines on Central Park, so they just say, retreat from Central Park. So it seems that it was all a big trap to get a whole bunch of officers into Central Park so they could just take it over. And also, I guess, weaken certain areas. So they would have held certain areas before kind of concentrating around Central Park. And yeah, it's been a ploy the whole time. So the Strigoi that are in the nest were there just to get everyone around it, then have taken them all out. So whilst we think it's positive, it's actually negative. And it does make sense too, because it was nighttime. So the sun had already gone, and the nest was still a nest. They didn't leave the nest. They were all still sleeping, which doesn't make sense. It's like that they were told to stay there sleeping. So yeah, not good. So I guess the whole thing there has been pretty pointless. The only other really thing that happened, the real, I guess, strange situation was Ephraim going down to where Fett said, he found the book, come here. On the way down, there's a Strigoi which has the Master's eyes, and he sees Ephraim. So they must communicate to Eichhorst, go and talk to him or take him out. So there's a bit of a dialogue between Eichhorst and Ephraim, saying that Zach is a very special child. We're looking after him. He wasn't safe with you. So it's a weird conversation. And then Eichhorst goes to kill him. Well, or possibly just turn him. We're not really sure. It looked like he was going to do that. And then Dutch manages to chop off Eichhorst's hand. So that was really all the progress we had. In essence, there was no progress in this story apart from the Masters or just taking more ground from everybody. So it was a real, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back episode. It was nice and short, I guess, in a way that this review's nice and short, but the episode, I enjoyed the episode. It was good. It was a lot of action. I liked it. It was, the characters were good. I always like Angel and Gus. They have good communication, and they're quite amusing together. They're cool characters. Initially, I didn't like Gus in the first season, but the more, I guess, he's really coming to be a really clever fighter within fighting the Strigoi, like a real strategist fighting them. So it'll be cool to see how much further he goes down there. If only he could, if only someone could use him like they've tried to do, and he actually sticks with them. It always ends up bad, and he always ends up back by himself. But yeah, it was a cool episode. I enjoyed it. But I found that it was pretty hit and miss for story. There wasn't a lot there to take in. As I said, it was more of a couple steps forward, more steps back, unfortunately, for the story. We still don't know who the Master is, and it's not Kelly, and it's not Zach. So, and it's not Palmer, which I thought it might have been as well. So really, what are your guys' thoughts? Who do you think the Master is? It must be, the only thing I think of is maybe it's someone that we haven't seen yet. Could it have... Is there a way that they could have stuck on Bolivar's head back onto his body? I don't think so, but maybe that's an option. But yeah, it's interesting, right? It's intriguing. We don't know where it's going, and that's what I like about the show. Is you never know where the next step is going to be. But yeah, I did enjoy this one, but there wasn't a lot of story to talk about. A lot of good action, a lot of good, I guess, some good fight scenes. It's good to see the chain gang is now over, so Angel and Gus can progress going forward with something else, and that's good to get rid of that, because that was a bit monotonous and frustrating when there's a character stuck in that situation. So I shall leave this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me some feedback below. As I said, let me know your thoughts on who you think the master is. Thumbs up if you like this review, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for future content from myself. I've got a few other videos coming up on this channel now. I've got The Exorcist, which is proving to be very cool. Really liking that. The diversion of the original Exorcist stories is nice. I'm really enjoying that take on that. And also Westworld. If you've not checked it out, I suggest you do. It's got a once again intriguing storyline that it's very ambiguous and vague at the moment, but there's a lot of teasers in there of things that are going to happen, so it's pretty cool. So this is Mesh saying thanks for watching, and I hope you come back soon. Cheerio.